Horror movies have been around since the early 1900s and have been very popular since then. As time progressed, they were inspired and made as a reflection on the wars and the fears at that time. The very first horror movies were mainly based around the story of Dracula. He was portrayed as a scary and sinister villain that was usually foreign.
I am Dracula.
Around about the 1930s, the fear of science came around and Frankenstein was created for the big screen.
Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Also, in America, freak shows were highly popular, and movies were created based on this, like the movie Freaks, made in 1932.
And yet, but for the accident of birth.
After this, there was a rise in monster and alien films, mainly featuring strange creatures taking over the human body, like The Blob, made in 1958.
Every one of you watching this screen, look out, because soon, very soon, the most horrifying monster menace ever conceived will be oozing into this theater.
Then a huge fear of humans then redefined the horror industry, and movies like Halloween and Friday the 13th were created as a reflection of the brutal murders in America caused by Ed Gein. Now, in the 21st century, horror movies are all completely different, and there are lots of different subgenres within horror, like paranormal horrors and sci-fi horrors, etc. But ultimately, the classic tales like Dracula and Frankenstein have all been recreated and are much more action-based rather than the dark horror films that they used to be. Also, as well as this, short films are slowly becoming more popular due to the much wider market on YouTube that are interested in horror movies.
I don't think short films will change the industry, but I think they're a good way to get into the industry.
Yeah, and I think it'll change. It could change it in a sense of more independent filmmakers getting out there. So obviously it's always the AAA titles which actually get well recognised, but it could be a better way for smaller industries.
Yeah, when you look at the Lights Out film, the short one, they're now making it into a proper film, which shows that it can develop into a more feature-long film, as you can see. So it can lead on to greater things.
And in a way, it could make it even better because obviously independent filmmakers are going to have different
ideas. It just opens it up to the community.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be talking about short horror films on YouTube and how they've changed. YouTube was created on February 14th, 2005 and was mainly made for new music videos and film trailers.
Star Wars.
Here they come.
Recently, however, short horror films have taken YouTube by storm and are becoming very popular.
I think that YouTube has worked as a great democracy for enabling films to reach a much bigger audience than they ever would have done previously, particularly shorts. The market for shorts was very small. Prior to 2005 when YouTube launched, the market for shorts was really film festivals. Occasionally, because there were B movies in the 70s, you would get a short film on before the main feature, and that used to be a market for shorts. And then when they stopped doing B movies, there was this whole period where no one was seeing short form film, and then YouTube kind of reopened the gates there. I think that the democracy of it, the fact that if you upload something people can watch it, in some ways means that little independent shorts can thrive, but it also means that you've got an absolute sea of garbage. And so within that sea of garbage, not every little boat that deserves to float does. You do get exceptions where movies will start to get short films will tend to get millions of views. There are also some magnificent short films that you'll find on YouTube with like 13 views on them. It's just the way it rolls.
I think simpler plots always come out better because you can pay more attention to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's complicated, you're going to get lost if you're independent.
Or when you get the films where there's like multiple it sort of follows multiple stories at the same time.
Yeah.
Like cuts to that one, then that one. You think, oh, well, what's going on? And then it cuts back to the previous one. And you're like, what?
It's not for everyone. I think short and sweet is the best, pretty much. Just get straight to the point, and you know what's going on.
Then again, there are some good, more complex films.
Yeah, but your first film shouldn't be something like Pulp Fiction.
Oh no, like trying to just throw everything in at once.
Yeah.
I think most like directors and stuff have to build up to like a more complex sort of.
Yeah, it's going to take much more time and effort to do a more long and.
You have to think out all the plot more.
Yeah.
And make sure everything's just not worth the hassle.
There are a few popular horror movies, like James Wan's Saw and Guillermo del Toro's Mama, which were originally short films before directors created a full-length film from the ideas. Short films are increasing dramatically due to the fact that it is much easier to record and edit using much cheaper equipment and software. And sometimes using computer-generated graphics, like in this strange, gory horror short called Don't Move.
A lot of students make short films, so there is the stereotype of them not being very good. But
yeah, I mean at the moment, like finding good ones is a bit of a rarity. Yeah, but when they are good, they tend to be really good. So yeah, if they were consistently good, I think there'd be a good market for it as well. Because I mean,
everything's online nowadays, so
yeah, and even at like cinemas and stuff, like say if there was like, because like decades ago they used to like play like loads of short things, like short cartoon things and things like that. So if they did that with short films, I think that would be good. I think people would want to do that because you get like 10 films of the same length of one.
Yeah, you would. It'd definitely be more attractive to watch, definitely.
Yeah.
My main example, however, is Lights Out, which is a very simple but really effective short film which constantly gives you the horrible feeling that darkness brings evil. Here's a clip from this film. The director of this short film, David Sandberg, has also made a few more short horrors that are very original and scary. Very recently, the big horror movie director, producer and screenwriter James Wan has announced that he is currently working on a full-length feature film of Lights Out alongside the original director David Sandberg.
because it gives short filmmakers a greater opportunity to make something and then it can become something bigger.
Yeah, it gives you more like incentive to, you know, because you actually think, oh well, maybe if I make this decent enough, you know, someone might take up the opportunity and take it further.
Yeah, and with phones becoming available, they've got cameras on them already, so you could always record on your phone, you know, or use a DSLR.
Yeah, I mean, even like low-end DSLRs are quite cheap nowadays.
Yeah, that'd be it.
YouTube can potentially become a hub for smaller horror directors that want to be in the bigger picture, take a step up in the role of directing.
Yeah, I think there's a generation growing up now watching shorts, whereas that was missing for like at least a whole generation. There were people who only watched TV programs or features, and the idea of an 8-minute short, or you get 30-second shorts now, and YouTube has enabled those to reach an audience, and I think that audience has responded to it, and it's kind of validated it as an art form a little bit.
Another big issue with short films coming full-length feature films is that some people think that directors are not thinking of original new ideas, but are just taking a basic concept from a short film and adding a story to it.
I don't think it's very fair, but it inspires other directors to make their own films.
I mean, I think we were showing some examples before, weren't we? And like, you think it's originally in that film, it's like, you know, stereotypically you see that scene, that film, and it's actually taken something from something completely different that you didn't even know about. So a lot of the time it can take something from another film, make it a big thing, because you didn't know about the other thing, like, you just completely forget about it.
Yeah, that's what Tarantino does a lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't completely steal the whole idea, he just takes little things that he likes to put in his own films.
Yeah, if they take it and then develop it in their own way, that's all right.
Put their own spin on it.
But I prefer if they're the ones that's the first to do it. It's cool because you'll be taking it, developing it.
But I mean, it's one of them things though. You do have to sort of sit there and think, hasn't every idea basically been done? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure anyone could, like, you know, you'd say this idea to someone and I'd be like, oh, well that's just like that. And then because it can be extremely difficult to come up with something even slightly original, because as soon as someone says something like that, it sort of just puts you down. Because you just think, oh,
Exactly.
that idea's useless now.
Yeah. So chances are your idea's probably been done, but
Yeah,
it's just
that
putting
doesn't
it,
mean you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's putting it into your own spin, taking it,
Yeah.
making it unique for yourself. If you can do that, then you'll be successful.
Inspiration, hasn't it?
Yes.